Don't come to Thanksgiving this year. Dad said, no hesitation, no apology, just a command. Cold and flat, like he was doing me a favor by cutting me out. I asked why. Not because I didn't already know, but because I needed to hear them say it out loud. Mom exhaled the way people do when they're burdened by something they don't want to carry. Only in this case, it was me. Your sister's bringing her boyfriend home. She doesn't want you there. She's afraid your blue-collar job would embarrass her. I didn't flinch, didn't argue, just said, I understand, quiet as winter. They mistook that silence for surrender, as if quiet meant I had nothing left in me. Once, not too long ago, I was their pride, the dependable one, not perfect, but steady, always showing up, always pulling my weight. When Dad got sick, I dropped out of college without making a fuss, picked up shifts at the garage, paid bills that weren't mine, held the family together with grease-stained hands and tired shoulders. And when he recovered, they forgot. Conveniently. What they remembered instead was the oil under my nails, the calluses, the steel-toed boots, the things they once called honest work, back before my sister started dating men in pressed suits and polished shoes. I didn't go to Thanksgiving. I went to the shop, replaced a serpentine belt for a single mom who came in 10 minutes before closing. Worn out and frazzled, didn't charge her for labor, just told her to have a good evening. Dinner was microwaved mac and cheese, eaten alone. On the couch, it was quiet, and it stung more than I expected. But I stayed calm, steady, because I knew something they didn't. 3 days later, a sleek black BMW rolled into my shop. Custom rims, paint so smooth you could see your insecurities staring back at you. He walked in with indoor sunglasses and overconfidence, that slick swagger of someone who never had to clean up his own mess. I recognized the face immediately from my sister's Instagram post, my future husband. Duh. But I knew it from somewhere else, too. A police report, DUI, fake name, bounce check, same man, different city. My friend's cousin had dated him for a few exhausting months. He drained her savings, sold her car with a forged title, then vanished. I didn't say a word, just shook his hand. He said his name was Jake Thompson, but I knew better. His real name was Eli Warner, a professional fraud with a talent for camouflage. I asked for a number to call when the car was ready. He gave me hers, my sister's. Perfect. That night, I stayed late, searched old forums, public court records, the darker corners of the internet where people like Eli leave behind digital footprints they think are buried. I found 3 aliases, 2 restraining orders, 1 ex-fiancée who still had a story to tell. I listened to her, took notes. Then I messaged my sister, just a heads up, the guy you brought home, his name's not Jake. She left me on read. The next day, I got the call. Dad, furious, voice shaking, you tried to ruin her relationship. I didn't argue, just said, you might want to come down to the shop. They arrived 10 minutes later. Dad, Mom, and Eli still smug, still playing the role like he had nothing to worry about, like charm and a suit would carry him through. I handed him the invoice, name at the top, Eli Warner, DMV registered, paper stamped and official. His confidence faltered. Then I handed over a folder, thick, organized, printouts of court documents, arrest records, testimony from his ex, a list of forged titles, financial fraud, even a fake LinkedIn profile claiming he ran a tech startup. Mom turned pale. Dad blinked like a man waking up from a long nap he hadn't meant to take. My sister stood there, silent, not angry yet, just paralyzed by the sharp, slow crack of her denial breaking apart. So I gave her the last piece, a photo, Eli, arm around another woman, timestamped 2 nights before Thanksgiving. I said, you think I only work with cars? This garage sees everyone, crooks, victims, liars. You learn to check under the hood. Eli stormed out, trying to act unbothered, but panic followed him like smoke. My sister cried. Mom chased after him. Dad didn't move. He looked at me, worn, ashamed, small in a way I'd never seen. I didn't know. He said, you didn't. One who? I replied. They left quietly, no apologies. Just silence thick enough to press against your ribs. It was enough. A week later, I heard the engagement was off, Apparently, Eli vanished, deleted all his socials, took her laptop on the way out. Of course he did. I didn't call her, didn't rub it in. But on Christmas Eve, a knock at my door. It was her. She looked different, smaller, quieter. She held out a container pumpkin pie, still warm, my favorite. I was wrong, she said softly. I took the pie, didn't invite her in. But I nodded. That was enough. They never called me a disappointment again. Never looked at my work with that wrinkle of disdain. Because they finally understood. I don't wear a suit, I wear steel toes. And I carry the kind of strength you don't get from speeches or diplomas. The kind you earn in silence, by showing up, by knowing when to wait and when to strike. You can shame a man for getting his hands dirty, but sometimes it's the dirtiest hands that know exactly where to hit. And I hit back without raising a fist. Only with facts, with proof, and with timing sharp enough to cut clean through the lie.